So today's topic is problem solving. I got a little bit of a different setup today, so hopefully you guys can see this and hopefully you guys can hear me clearly. I'm gonna be moving in and out so you can see the board as well. But problem solving, when you are in a problem or when you're having a problem, the hardest way or hardest time that you have to solve the problem is when you're actually in the problem. When the problem is actually happening, when you're overwhelmed with the problem. So when we're going to solve a problem, again, the first thing, if you're inside the problem, this is us inside the problem. I'm not the best artist, so just bear with me. But when you're inside the problem, you're overwhelmed. The problem looks bigger than what it is. Not saying that your problems are small, depending on what the problem is. But when you're inside the problem seems enormous. It seems to engulf you. You seem like that it's no way out of the problem when we're inside of problems. Again, when you're inside the problem, you're overwhelmed. You feel like that is nothing that you can do to get out of this problem. It stresses you out. It annoys you. It gives you anxiety, things of that nature when we're inside a problem. So one thing that we have to do when we're trying to solve problems is take a step back. And when the problem is so enormous, sometimes that's not enough, because once you take a step back from that problem, you're still too close to the problem. Taking a step back sometimes works depending on how big or how small the problem is. But when you take a step back, sometimes you're still too close to the problem to understand how you need or how you want to approach to solve the problem. So again, once you're in the problem, when you're in the problem, problems are overwhelming. When you're inside of, they say when you're inside a forest, you can't see the forest, you can only see the trees. You don't know that it's a forest. You don't see how big it is because you're inside of the problem. You're inside of the forest. It just looks like trees to us. So when we're in problems, when we're inside any situation, it may seem like it's overcoming us. It's too big for us. But we have to take a step back sometimes. And once you take a step back, sometimes you're able to solve the problem once you take a step back. But those bigger problems, we're still too close to the problem in order to solve the problem, in order to attack that problem, in order to find a way how to minimize the problem, minimize our stress, minimize our anxiety that we're getting from this problem. So what we have to do is separate ourselves from the problem. And separating ourselves from the problem is sometimes you have to take a day or two. You have to take a step back. You have to relax. You have to let that problem go, not overthink the situation, and look at the problem from a different way. So again, like I said, I'm not the best artist, but this is us inside of the problem. This is us stepping away from the problem, and this is us separating ourselves from the problem. These are eyes. And the reason why I have eyes around it is once you separate yourself from the problem, you're able to look at the problem from different angles, different perspectives, to figure out how you need to or how you want to attack that problem and how you want to solve that problem. Again, so let me relate this to you guys in a way that I understand it, and hopefully it will give you a better understanding. If I'm in a fight and the fighter comes and attacks me and he's overwhelming me, I'm up against the cage or up against the ropes or up against the wall, and he's right here in front of me, I have nowhere to go. I don't know what else is going on around me because I'm too engulfed in this problem. The problem is the guy attacking me, the guy trying to knock me out. So I'm fighting and the guy is too close to me. This is a problem. I'm trying to solve this problem, but it's too hard for me to solve the problem if he's that close to me, if I don't have any solution because he's right here in front of me. So one thing that I want to do, one thing that I learned to do is step away from the problem. So if he's here, you change the angle and you step away from the problem. So I'm stepping away from the problem, but I'm still too close to the problem. I'm still too close to my opponent. I'm still bogged down with stress. He's still stressing me because he's still pursuing me. So me taking a step back, he's still pursuing me. Me taking a step this way, he's still on me. I'm still stressed out by this problem. I'm still trying to solve my problem. But if I step back and cut a different angle and then step back again, I'm separating myself from my problem. And once I separate myself from my problem, I can see the problem from many different angles. Once I cut an angle and step back from that problem more than once, because once you step away one time, you're still too close to the problem to figure out how to solve that problem. But once you step away, cut an angle, and step away again, and I apologize, I understand I'm stepping off camera, but I'm trying to get this point across. Once you step away, cut an angle, and step away again, you have a wider perspective of what your problem is and how you want to attack that problem and how you want to solve that problem. So in the analogy of fighting, again, the fighter may rush me. If I'm up against the ropes or the cage, I have nowhere to go, I'm immersed in the problem. I am overwhelmed by my problem. I'm stuck in my problem right now. My problem is throwing punches, knees, kicks, everything at me. It's stressing me out. It's overwhelming me. I have anxiety. I don't want to get knocked out. I don't want to get hurt. So what do I need to do? I need to step away from the problem. Once you step away from that problem, the problem, sometimes depending on what it is still too close to you. You're still too close to the problem in order to cause yourself a thought process that's going to help you solve this problem. So you have to step away again. You have to separate yourself from this problem. Again, stepping away one time sometimes works for smaller problems, but sometimes you have to step back, cut an angle, step back again. And I'm using a metaphor for fighting when I'm saying cutting an angle. You have to step back more than once to see the broader picture. When you separate yourself from a problem, it goes from a square to a cube. And when you see when you're in it, you're in a square, you just see everything surrounding you. When you step outside of it, you just see the outside of it from one side or the other side. And when you separate yourself from it, you see that it's a cube. It's a three-dimensional object that you can see which angle you want to come at this problem from, because there's many different ways to solve a problem. But once you step out of the problem and separate yourself from the problem, you can decide what's your best course of action to solve that problem. You may have the same problem over and over again, but the same solution is not going to solve that problem. That's why you need to separate yourself from problems, from certain problems that may be too big or too overwhelming, that is stressing you out. It's causing anxiety. It's causing that overwhelming feeling. You need to step back, and if that doesn't work, you need to separate yourself from the problem altogether. And once you separate yourself from the problem, you're able to see it from a different perspective and solve those problems. So again, this is just one of the problem-solving methods that I go through when I have big issues or big problems that I'm dealing with. Step in, because I can't solve a lot of my problems when I'm inside of the problem. So I need to take time. I need to meditate. I need to pray on it. I need to journal about it. And that's me stepping back. But sometimes even after that, I'm still too close to the situation that I can't handle the situation. And what I need to do again is go through another process of meditating, praying, breath work, and then that separates me from the problem. I'm able to write it down. I'm able to look at it from different perspectives. If you have somebody that you can talk to about it, you talk to them about it. They may give you a different perspective about what your problem is, and then you're able to solve the problem that way. But again, when we have problems, we cannot solve all of our problems, especially when we're in the middle of the problems. You get overwhelmed, you get stressed, you get anxiety, you get depression. And a lot of people are going through that today. We have issues. We all have issues. We all have problems. We all have stress. We all have anxiety. One thing that you can do is check out my course on udemy.com. Breathwork is the best work. It's a breathwork course. It helps you calm yourself. It helps you get rid of your stress, your anxiety. I even have a meditation on there that you can use daily that'll help you get rid of your stress and anxiety. And using these breathwork techniques will help you separate yourself from your problems, because that's what we want to do. We want to separate ourselves from the problems and attack our problems from many different angles. So we get rid of our problems, we get rid of our stress, we get rid of our anxiety, and we don't have that overwhelming feeling that we have when we're stuck in our problems. All right, so again, I have a course on udemy.com. It's called Breathwork is the Best Work. It's a beginner breathwork course. I give you 3 key breathworks that you can use to build on top of each other. And then at the end of the course, I wrap it all up and I give you a meditation at the end of the course. And you can use this. Once you pay for the course, you have the course for a lifetime. The course doesn't go anywhere. The course will always be up. And if you do not want to subscribe or pay for the course, hit me up. I can help you go through some things. I am a personal development coach, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. I'm already getting good feedback from the course, so I know the course is working. I know the course is helping people right now. All you need to do is go check the course out. If you catch this on Facebook or YouTube, I will link the course in the comments. And if you catch this on IG, the link is in my bio. So just go click on the link. Check the course out. You get free content on the course. You get to see if you like the course, if it's something that you want to, buy, if it's something that you think is going to help you out in your life, dealing with your stress and anxiety. But again, that is one of the steps that you can take to help you problem solve some of your problems. Again, this is how to solve your problems, problem solving. Separate yourself from the problem. And once you separate yourself from the problem, it'll be easier for you to deal with those problems. Again, I appreciate you guys, and I hope to see you on the next live.